What's going on, y'all? It's the Buttadawgz, dogs with the Butta, and welcome back to the Kennel. The Kennel is a creative space in Oak Park for artists to put their talent on display. And today in the Kennel, we got Leshon. Leshon,
What's up, man? What's up?
Thank you for joining us today in the Kennel, man.
Appreciate you having me. Thank you.
Absolutely. And to start, I was hoping you could, give the people an introspective look on who Leshon is, what you're about, what you do, and, what makes you you.
Man, what makes me me, probably the biggest thing for myself is just being genuine, being very intentional, whether that's with yourself or with other people. Because, I'm a big empath, but I know when to tone it back and not overdo myself and hurt myself for the sake of others. I had to learn that growing up and stuff like that, going through it and trying to please everybody, being a people pleaser, and, whether it was family, friends, or loved ones, whatever it might be. It was hard for me to grow up and think like, oh my God, I'm not good enough. I can't do it. But I learned myself that I am enough and I could do it myself. I just had to think sometimes like, okay, let me sit back, think logically, not emotionally, and really, evaluate the whole situation and be like, okay, cool. In this situation, I was wrong. In this situation, I was wrong. I get that. I was wrong. But in this situation here, I did everything I could with my whole heart. And these people still treated me the way I did. I don't think that's a me thing. That's on them. I'm not going to lie. I've had a couple people who were like that, and that's on them. And that's okay. That's nothing against me. It's probably not even personal. They probably have their own thing going on. And I'm just going to let them heal and do what they have to do to sort through that. But I need to separate myself. So, yeah. So definitely just, being introspective, being in tune with yourself logically and emotionally, as well as just, caring about others.
What a great answer. Like for real, I feel like a lot of people that project their emotions and their feelings onto other people, it's easy to absorb it. It's
For
really
sure.
easy to absorb. It's crazy you say that. I'm honestly currently in that space where I'm trying to work on, you got something to heal. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm gonna just be a smile in your face, and I'm gonna try and be there for you.
Yeah.
Like, what can I do to help you out? Because I've been there. We've all been there before. Right. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And kind of touching on emotion in your music, I could tell you're saying a lot of emotional things, and it's coming from like a deeper rooted spot. Like, What are you thinking? What is your creative process while you're making music?
Sometimes in music, I like to speak on either current events or things that have already happened to me. So, I've never been to a therapist. I know when Wimro came on here, I know when Jakari came on here, they said they recently had went to therapists and checked that out and stuff. But now that I'm making music, I feel like that is my form of therapy. I know it sounds like, cliche or whatever, but I truly help myself evaluate when I could put my words out there. And like I said, step back and just look at the whole situation for what it was and what the problems really were, and finding like the deep rooted issues in either myself or that person or whatever didn't work out between us two. So it's just a lot of that, like a lot of, traumas and stuff like that kind of serviced, and I actually got to think about and process, and I put it onto paper, and I find a way to turn it into a cool little hook, I guess, here and there. Yeah.
People don't know either of us that well, but me and Leshon go back to Pee-wee football. But yeah, literally 8 years old, little kids, little silver tooth activity for real. And just, we've grown up in the Sacramento community. How has that been? How has music became, and how has Leshon been created in this city?
Man, honestly, when I first moved out here to Sacramento, I was involved in a lot of, the not good side of things. And it kind of took over a lot of my life earlier on. And thankfully I got saved. I found God, I found Jesus, I found the Lord, and I went through the things I had to go through in life. But earlier on, man, I was just a badass kid, bro. Like, I was so bad. Like, it was crazy. It was crazy because when I first met you, I was chill, like whatever. I was new. I'm still always like that. If I'm new to somewhere, I'm not going to be the most external. But I don't know. I was just such like a little silent killer. I swear. Like, I was just doing like the most like nasty, shicey things when I was a little kid, bro. I swear. It was evil. It was so malicious. But, I learned from mistakes. I messed up a lot and learned from a lot of that. And I've grown, and I'm still growing to this day, but into the person I am now, a lot more introspective, a lot more calm, a lot more chill. And I think people from Sacramento helped me do that. You know what I mean? There's a lot of people that I've taken positive examples from, like, oh my gosh, you're doing such a great thing, making people feel so good. let me do what you're doing. But also I've seen negative examples where, oh, you're doing the wrong thing. This is making me feel sad. This is making them hurt and cry. I don't want to do what you're doing because this is causing such a negative impact on you and your family and people around you. So there's been a lot of people who've helped me, and I'm grateful to have the mindset that I do, where I do take positive and negative examples. Yeah. Shout out to Sacramento. I'm from the Bay originally, though. I'm from the Bay Area originally.
What part?
I was born in Martinez. I lived in Antioch, Concord, Fairfield a little bit, somewhat Stockton, and then I moved out here.
Shout out Northern California.
Shout out NorCal.
What's
exactly.
up, bro?
Shout out NorCal. We here,
bro.
We here.
And you're talking about all this growth as an individual, all this mental health growth.
Yeah.
As an artist, I've seen it. Like I saw you probably about a year ago. We got this started, and I saw you at the gym. Shout out Citrus Heights, Choose Fitness. The fuck.
Shout out to Choose.
But we was in there, and you were like, "I'm making music. This is what I'm doing." And as soon as I saw what you were doing, I saw the groundwork you were doing. We were talking about the radio show that you were on, and you were rapping on. And then Sunday, you told me you were in LA. Today, we're in Sacramento. Shout out the sponsor, One Up Retro Clothing in Oak Park. So you back in Sacramento, and you told me tomorrow you have more events. So what has the grind been? This man's getting no sleep. What you been up to, man? Like, what you been doing?
Man, so on top of the music, obviously I work the day job. I actually work at Dutch Bros here and there. So I work Dutch Bros. I do graveyard shifts, not disclosed.
Wow,
but I do graveyard shifts. So I've been working there for a really long time, actually. So shout out to them. They're super supportive of everything I do. And a lot of them actually gave me confidence to keep doing what I'm doing, because some days, you feel like, it's not worth it because it's so much time and effort and money and, thought processing and all that good stuff, all that bad stuff sometimes too. But sometimes it's hard, but those people keep encouraging you, such a really positive environment. So shout out to them. They've always, encouraged me and egged me on to keep doing great things. But on top of that, I'm a songwriter as well. Me and Jay Kent have a company called 115 AM, and that's like entertainment as a whole, but we're also songwriters included with that. So we do, sync licensing type songs for like movies, commercials, TV shows. We make little corny jingles and shit. Those are cool. We actually have a song coming out in a movie coming out this year in October, I believe, sometime soon this year. Yeah.
Are you allowed to announce the movie? Is that
I think maybe Mr. Manager.
They doing big shit, y'all.
It's coming soon. It's coming soon. You're gonna see it. If y'all follow me on Instagram at Leshon115, you're gonna see the posts. We're gonna be at the premieres and all the good stuff. But yeah, that's coming soon. So we got our first big placement. I'm super grateful for it. It's like honestly like crazy to think about. But yeah, so songwriting, entertainment, music, coffee making, and then we also run basically like a club downtown on J Street, where we throw like events and parties and just do bookings for this building essentially. So we work with NorCal parties, we work with DMAC, we work with Money Gang, we work with who am I? K Boso, we work with Quincy, Willie, like a whole bunch of different promoters essentially in Sacramento. So if you're a promoter in Sacramento, you need a place to be. You hit us up. We're the ones. We got you. So yeah, it's a lot of business. We have a double event tomorrow. We got one from 9 to 1 with NorCal, and then from 10 to 5 a.m. with KB. So K Boso. So we got a long day tomorrow. We got a long day tomorrow, but it's good though. It's great business. It's a good time. We've been doing it for the past like 2.5 years, just thought of it on a whim one day, just trying to, support our artistry with another business to, help it be passive and whatnot. Cause artistry is not cheap. I'm not going to lie. I feel like a lot of people don't talk about that. Artistry is expensive as F, like super expensive, like studio time, music videos, getting people in as producers and all this other stuff. And this is just independent level stuff. Once you get on a label, it's like 10 times that price because they just want to start charging you out the ass. But yeah, that's it. With 4 or 5 different things, something like that.
I'm sorry, when the fuck do you sleep if you're throwing events from 10 a.m. to 5 a.m.? Like, do you, when do you just blink real quick and then you're back?
I think what I like to do is take elongated naps. Elongated naps, because sometimes I'll come home at like 5 a.m. from doing the graveyard shift, and then I'll go to bed until about like 11 to noon, hopefully, if I don't get a couple phone calls, and then I'll just get this day started. I'll go to the gym or something, or I'll play basketball, and then we'll make our phone calls, make our rounds. You know, we do the daily thing. But it's a good flow though. Like, it's been a really good flow. I'm not like dead tired. I always have energy. Honestly, I feel more tired when I have nothing to do because I don't feel productive and I feel lazy. So when I feel lazy, I'm going to be lazy. I'm not going to do shit. I'm going to lay next to that pile of clothes of laundry that's on my bed all day. You know what I mean? I'm going to do that because I feel that way that day. But when I have hella shit to do, I'm like, oh damn, I'm on a time crunch. Let me throw these clothes up real quick. Let me go make this call, do this text message. Let me make this flyer. Let me do this and that. You know what I mean? Like, the flyers for this, I made all the flyers for myself, like in the team and stuff like that. But I chose to sleep in the living room essentially so I can be away from my bed and being comfortable. And I can just go on the couch, be on my computer real quick, do what I got to do, and then pass out on the couch if I need to. You know what I mean? Just to get it out there, just to make sure that everything's going the way we need to and everyone looks good. So yeah.
Missing the bed is a sacrifice I don't know if I can make. To make it happen, it sounds like you're making it happen though. Like, I'm taking notes right now in my head of like maybe what to do next. It's a harsh maybe on saying goodbye to my bed, but
you just got to get creative. You got to go out the comfort zone.
The floor, a cot,
anything,
blow up mattress.
If the bed's here, you can go right next to the bed, just be on the floor. Something that's different than what you're used to, because you get stuck in that complacency and that cycle, and that's what really holds you down. In my head, I don't know if that works for you or not, but commonly that's what happens with people. So.
And that's the best part is you sit next to a creative, you sit next to in a room full of creatives. What, there's like 10 of us in here, you know, videographer, musicians, producers, you know what I'm saying? Then you take a little bit. Oh, that was cool. Like what you did there. Oh, that was cool. Like what you did there. How you ran across, you know what I'm talking about? You put the ski mask on. This man popped out in the motherfucking loafers. Are you kidding me? Dude, I'm taking notes right now. Shout out Doc Martens, bro.
Shout out Doc Martens.
And just away from the music and all of it, you mentioned your faith, and I feel like that's something that is close and dear to you and important to you. How does your faith come through in music? How does your faith come through in like your daily life?
Honestly, I feel like faith in the idea of things is really easy. It's the things that come and challenge your faith. When things get hard, when there's hardships, when there's, you know, deaths or financial hardships, or when just things don't feel right. You know, sometimes you have those days where you're just really sad and you don't feel like shit. You know what I mean? And you kind of have to call back on that. And you're just like, you know what? I'm loved. I am everything. I am this. I am that. But that's easier said than done. So for me, my faith growing up was really lackluster because I grew up in the church with my grandmother. And as a young kid, I hated the church. She was a Seventh-day Adventist. We'd be in church for like 6 hours a day. And I was super young, so I hated it. I didn't know what was going on. I didn't know what they were talking about. You know, I was young. I didn't care about it. But fast forward, like, I'm grateful for it because it still exposed me to something, some type of love and care and community. And I might not go to church consistently now, but I know that I have people that I can call upon because I've been to small groups and I have a tight-knit circle of people. I went to Capital Christian High School. I don't know if you knew that or not, but yeah, I went to Capital and we played against you guys. You went to El Camino High School or no?
In high school, I quit like my freshman year. Fuck El Camino High School. Fuck those coaches. Y'all were lames. I'm 24 years old. I can't let it go. Y'all talked me out of playing football. I chose rugby instead, but I know Capital Christian, y'all were probably doing y'all thing for sure.
We're doing our thing, yeah. And
tight end, D end?
I played tight end. I played defensive end. And then I played basketball too. So I was like a shooting guard, small forward. And
athletic. Just say it.
I was really athletic. Outside of, I was going to say that. Outside of the business and stuff, I love to play sports. I'm a hooper. Nobody can guard me. That's just the facts. That's just what it is. You can ask anybody. I'm Mr. Unguardable. That's my name.
I wish the fuck y'all would try.
Try me, please.
Please.
I'm not confident in a lot of things when it comes to like music and art and all this other, you know, like whatever. Basketball is one of those things I'm super confident in. I will talk shit all day. Anyway, yeah.
No, he got the tall, light-skinned gene of being able to fucking fly. I didn't. Must be nice. I'm jealous. You know what I mean? There's type A, there's type B. I got the type B. It's cool.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, you're type B. Blessed. Back to the
guy.
Back to the faith part. It was hard for me growing up and stuff. I went through a lot of issues with my, my inner self-worth and just like finding care and love and passion for myself. I kind of said it during the performance, but it really took me a long time to find care and love for myself because I didn't have love growing up. I didn't feel like I did, at least, because the way that things were going for me, I felt like I was always the problem. something was always going wrong whenever I was a part of it. And I just felt like shit all the time. And I didn't know it until I started looking back at my actions and I started reflecting that, just like how we talked about earlier, other people reflecting their internal feelings onto others. That's exactly what I was doing. And yeah, once I met these amazing people who like changed my life and saved my life, everything perspective wise just changed. I went about myself with more compassion, more care. I still fall into it sometimes where like I care about others more than myself, which is like always going to be just a part of myself. But I know how to guard myself from that and not take it personal, like I said. So, and I think my faith helped me with that. And it keeps me strong every day.
Between faith, between athletics, between the grind, between everything you got going on, what's your plan for the future? Like you're very in the moment. You seem very grounded, but what do you foresee coming in your life? What are you manifesting for Leshon?
Man, I think we manifest every day. I think for myself, I always talk about it with everybody, but I want to move to LA within the next like year and a half. I'm looking to get signed, hopefully to, maybe like a little 1 album deal, some type of smaller deal, nothing crazy. I'm not trying to sell multi-million dollars to myself and then have to be stuck under somebody for hella long. I'm trying to get my own leverage and do my own thing, and be as independent as possible, and then just have somebody help elevate that, you know what I mean? And just take that somewhere who can believe in us and not have to feel like they need to control us or be all over our backs the whole time. So definitely move to LA within the year and a half and get something like that going. Then after that, since I'm such a creative, I love more than just the music. I love, the visuals. I love the clothing. I love everything about it. So I want to go move to New York and go, see the creative scene out there, because I've heard it's amazing just creatively in general. I heard the business is business, of course, but the creatives out there, they're just one of a kind. And I want to see what that's like for a few months, maybe to a year after living in LA. Then for me, since I'm a big anime fan, I love anime, love Japanese culture. I want to move to Japan and to, I don't know where exactly, maybe Shibuya, maybe it's like Tokyo, somewhere cool, you know what I mean? Just somewhere beautiful where I can just keep enjoying art, keep enjoying myself as a person, and just stay a big thinker and stay being observant, because I feel like I'm always just like watching and learning things and learning systems and how to be better. And, it's like, do you watch Naruto?
No.
Naruto? Yeah. Kakashi, right? So he's like the copycat ninja. And I feel like I'm like that. So like when I see things and I fuck with it, I'm like, yep, I'm going to use that. I'm going to use that for myself. Like you said with the creatives earlier, like I'm going to use that because that is super dope. And I found like that niche. And I think as a creative, when people listen to music and stuff like that, and they're like, oh my God, that scratches the ear, or like that's the ear candy part. It's like, hell yeah, you know what you're listening to. So I'm going to try to find a way to implement that myself with my brand. So that's what it is. I'm a little copycat kind of.
And I feel like there's a negative connotation behind that, but it's like, I feel like there's not an independent thought. You know what I mean? Like, in essence, this is NPR Tiny Desk. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And
exactly.
To call myself out, I got the idea from NPR Tiny Desk. You know what I'm saying? And so it's like, cool, I see that. How can I recreate that in my community? Cool, I see that. How can I recreate that? And it's the biggest form of flattery is, copying it.
Exactly, yeah.
And so you're just trying to be like, how can I implement that for myself and honor what that person's doing? Exactly. You know what I'm saying? And so I think that's a beautiful thing for you to actually be paying attention. Like you said, to bring it all back, you started this with saying you're an empath. You are like empathically, if that's how the fuck you say that shit, watching what everybody's doing. You know what I'm saying? You're attentive. You're grounded. You're this fucking guy, man, Leshon, with everything you got going on, to be able to be as present, to be here in the kennel, to be sharing this moment with us, we really appreciate you coming through today, man. Thank you so much. You got that camera. You got that camera. You got that camera instead. Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, YouTube.
Instagram, Leshon115. TikTok, Twitter, Threads. YouTube is just Leshon. And then every streaming service website, you can go on Pandora, you can go on Deezer, you can go on, what's another different one? Tidal. You can go on Amazon Music. And then I guess you can go on Apple Music and Spotify here and there too. But yeah, Leshon, Leshon, and then 115. Thank you.
Yes, sir. And Leshon, thank you. Thank you for joining us today in the kennel, my brother. Yeah.
Yes, sir. Appreciate y'all. Thank you, guys.
Yes, sir. And thank y'all for joining us for all these installments of the kennel. And we'll catch y'all next time. For now, Buttadawgz out. Peace.
Hey!
Thanks for watching the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe Buttadawgz on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter.